Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia. This is the summary for day 23 of the Ukrainian-Russian conflict, or Ukraine war, or Russian not a war. So I start off with the smaller items first. The Russian launched a missile strike on Kyiv airport, and I can also confirm that the main target is actually uh, this one, the repair plant or the maintenance factory or whatever that they use to actually repair fighters. I think they took it out to prevent the usage, prevent Ukraine from using the Azerbaijan fighters that was currently under repair or upgrade in Ukraine, I believe. So there goes the three fighters of Azerbaijan. Um, and the other point, remember the naval mines I mentioned about how the Ukrainians have planted mine in the sea. Now they are floating away. In fact, there is one of the mine actually was captured on a security camera. That was shooting at the coast, where the mine hit the coast and exploded. So other mines are mentioned to be now floating into the open sea, in the Black Sea. So this is going to be disastrous. So which means that there might be some serious problem to commercial shipping, and reportedly some of the mines are actually floating towards the Romanian coast. So if any ships get sunk or damaged by some explosion or whatnot, it might not necessarily be something a shooting by the Russians, but actually it could actually be the Ukrainian naval mines that actually caused the damage. Let's go to, let me see. This one was already, have I reported this? I cannot remember if I reported this, but okay, the Russian forces have captured Mala Shestenia. I believe I have already reported this. So 17 today, now it's 19. Okay, let's delete this. Is already done. No more updates in terms of Mykolaiv front, except that there is a heavy bombardment on the military positions in Mykolaiv. That resulted in deaths of people. Some very graphic photos have came out from Mykolaiv, and I will not be able to show it, and I will not show it. You can actually go and find the photos in both Russian and Ukrainian sources. Both of them are showing the photos of the result of the strike. Nothing at the Kiev front. There are photos coming out showing the entrenchment of the Russian position of Kiev. I'm not sure if it's on this side or this side. So it was like a line of entrenched tank positions. So nothing else happening all around here. No news regarding Izium plus plus plus. And in several Donetsk, Rubizny has already been conquered or liberated, depending on which side are you on. They are still fighting actually in the peripherals of the city, as they are trying to sweep and wipe out the remaining remnants of the Ukrainian forces. Fighting now is predominantly on the eastern quarters of Severodonetsk, which means that the Russian or the Luhansk forces has actually entered into the city proper, and this is actually reported. I can't remember. I think it's from the Russian Ministry of Defense. So they are fighting on the eastern side of the city. It's going to be a hard fight because it's rather built up. This is a rather Soviet-looking city. So we will see how this goes. So far, there are already civilian footage of interviews of civilians at Rubizny. They were commenting about the Ukrainian forces, and which because I can't understand Russian, so I can't really tell you much about what they actually said. So those that are interested, go and find your Russian propaganda source for that. Better for Popasna continues. No news there. So actually, most of the part there isn't much news. Okay, so coming to Donetsk front. Um, Earlier in the day, the Russians have reported that they have captured Novodonetsk as well as Zolota Niva. And later in the day, they actually before the nightfall, they have already progressed to Shakhtarsk as well as Novokrenka. So this represents a continuous punch northward, and given the speed and the distance that they have progressed, this is actually quite a lot. It's around 15 to 15 kilometers. Or if you, let's say, you go from a lower point of maybe Otyabreske, it will have been a 20-kilometer punch northward, and this actually shows that the Voleda position, if there are still any Ukrainian forces there, they are currently on the verge of getting encircled. But you should know by now, if you have been following, 3 days ago, there is already rumors from the Russian sources that the Ukrainians are actually withdrawing from a Voleda position. So this advance, given the speed of it, also shows that the Ukrainians have no defense line around here, and then they are actually rapidly retreating from this line, which formerly was a proper defense line, back to Constantinople. Constantinople. Yeah, Constantinople. They're probably falling back to this line. So I believe this is actually a coherent defense line. So they're probably still on the run. We will probably know whether the Russians actually made any progress overnight. At the moment, this is currently Ukraine time, as per this recording. At the moment, it's actually 7 a.m. So it's 7 a.m. now in Ukraine. So it's still early. The report from Russia, the morning report, is usually at 9 a.m. I'm not sure it's Ukraine time or Russia time. But yes, usually it's 9 a.m. and we'll probably hear of some other progress. The forces from Marinka, this side is actually the Donetsk forces. They are probably going to go for Kurakhov, while the Russian forces is likely to go for Constantinople, as well as Avdiivka. So they're probably going to ignore this entire line of Ukrainian forces at the Velyka Novosilka, since if they can reach here, this entire position here will be obsolete and totally not important. So we will see how this progress as the day goes. I will be out for the next 5 to 8 hours. So after this summary, I won't likely be making any updates, not even the 9 a.m. one, anytime soon, probably 8 hours, because I'm going out for football, as well as bringing my family, go out. It's a Saturday here in Singapore here, so I will be out for a while, and I will do the update when I'm back. And so that's a bit of a sidetrack. And for those that who didn't know, if you go to the description, DPA actually have a Patreon account. So we have a Patreon, and we already have like nine patrons already. They will have access to exclusive content and exclusive attention. I will definitely be answering and communicating with them for the patrons, which I call the DPA insiders. For any if you have any question, we can have more in-depth discussion over there rather than on YouTube or comments, which is much harder to keep track, because the notification system on YouTube is not that good. And Patreon, I will actually pay more attention, because they have committed by subscribing to the DPA. There are exclusive content over there, videos that I do not put to public on the public YouTube. The latest one that I posted is about the Iron Cross, where Zelensky had on his shirt. So I actually researched into the heritage of this cross in Ukraine's military's insignia. So if you want to know more about this, if there is any Nazism relation, then become a patron and you'll be able to see that video. Before that, I actually posted another video which talks about the Air Force, Ukrainian Air Force, and then there was there's another post in Patreon that is actually talking about the foreign legions. So these are exclusive things that I cannot post on YouTube, at least publicly, and then you can actually get them exclusively on Patreon. So coming back to Mariupol, the DPR forces announced they have captured Mariupol airport, and they are claiming that the neo-Nazis or the extremist forces actually kept a prison there and then do some tortures over there. But that is the claim. So far, no information is out yet. They say that there might be. I think they actually found another place. I think it's a church or something that they actually use as a prison. They have some evidence or what, but I wasn't really paying attention in terms of that thing. So because it's not relevant to the strategic picture. But I just letting you know that I actually did has a glimpse of something like that. The fighting is now in the center of Mariupol, so around this area, and then according to one of our fellow viewers of this channel, who have been in contact with me closely regarding Mariupol, because he had a relative, he had his loved one trapped within the city, and then he gave me exclusive information that this region is already under DPR control. So this residential area in the northeast or in the north. So I've updated the map to show the change, where this entire residential part is now under Russian control or DPR control. According to the same information, they say that the DPR is now within the Izlich industrial area, as well as in Neptune area, which is here. So the fighting is now on the congruent front, around mostly in the center as well as the industrial zone. Then there's a video that came out that shows massive shelling or bombing of Azovstal plant area. The explosion is rather huge. I don't think I have seen such a massive explosion in Mariupol so far in my coverage. I haven't seen something this big, at least in Mariupol itself. So maybe because this is not a residential zone, that's why they are like pulling out the heavy weaponries to flatten the place. Not too sure about this. The Chechen forces is around here. So in case I saw one comment asking, like questioning about any progress at all within the city, you can be assured they did not just capture the airport, definitely. So the entire region around here is unclear. There's no information about this area, and it's also to note that there's actually another industrial area here. So this could be another area that there could be entrenchment by the Ukrainian forces. According to the Russian sources, it seems like the Azov battalion seems to be slowly crumbling. There are desertion, and they change their clothes into civilian clothing and try to run away. Quite a number of them actually is caught, and there's also a announcement that over almost 200 of them, the militants actually used the humanitarian corridor dressed in civilian clothes and ran away. They scattered in groups of 10 to 15 people, and then using the small country roads to try to go towards Zaporizhia. They were detected. I believe they were detected because they used a radio conversation, and they used radio, probably military radio, and allegedly 93 of them is already eliminated, and then So that's around half of the people that is like trying to run back to the Zaporizhia line. These are the hardcore members, which doesn't seem so hardcore now. So this is just alleged. I cannot confirm this information, and this is actually just additional information to let you know that the defenses seems to be falling apart. And there's also weird videos about that came out. I'm not sure because I don't understand what they say, so I cannot be verified. That the defenders are demanding air cover in Mariupol. There is this statement saying that their manpads and whatever is not effective in Mariupol against the so-called Air Force. And then there's also conflicting information coming out from Mariupol saying that unknown number of people has died because of the bombing of drama theater. But then on the Kiev side, the government side, they say that there's only one person injured, badly injured, and no one has died. So nobody know what the hell is happening, and the central government seems to have total communication breakdown with the forces that is still remaining in Mariupol. And then there is also a alleged recording, intercepted recording of a conversation between Kiev and Mariupol, where the Kiev side seems to tell the Mariupol defenders to make full use of the civilians that's in the city, and that reinforcement is unlikely to arrive. Then, on a social media post by the defenders, the Azov Battalion, I think it's on Facebook or something, they seems to be still waiting for the main force to come and save them, probably not knowing that the closest force, Ukrainian force, is still almost 100 kilometers away, and they are unlikely to be able to break through the Russian lines to come and rescue them. So a lot of conflicting information, a lot of confusing situation that is allegedly happening. I'm not so sure because I can't read the languages, and some of the sources is just screenshots, so I can't even do auto translate. And I think it just gave us a very just a glimpse of what could be happening. Of course, I'm not saying that this is actually what happened, because it is possible that this is Russian misinformation, and I cannot deny that it could be a very real possibility. So just don't take my word for it. You can actually find your own source of propaganda and decide for yourself what is true. So no information regarding the Zaporizhia line. It seems like the Russians are not interested to attack this line anymore. They are just holding the position. And on the Mykolaiv front, I think I have covered. Nothing is happening around here. The major counter-offensive seems to stop here. I think I remember seeing a comment or something saying that the Russians probably have evacuated Posad-Pokrovske, and to allow the Ukrainians to take over. And I think in terms of the military strategy side of things, I think there could possibly be some possibility that this actually is useful for the Russians, because when you allow the Ukrainian forces to take this town and then they feel obligated to actually hold it, then they'll have to start to do resupply. Once they do resupplying lines and reinforcements, then they will be vulnerable to airstrikes and or ambushes. So if the Ukrainians are not going to just continue to move on and attack further, this can become a serious this is just a very small town. This could become a serious problem for the Ukrainians, and actually pull them down. Actually, even if they can set up a entrenchment like this, it wouldn't matter much, because there's just too much gap around for the Russians to actually attack the city. And in fact, the Russians are not even attacking the city on the ground. They are just bombing the city to soften the military situation within Mykolaiv. and it's not looking very good for the Mykolaiv defenders, because they are just sitting ducks now. There's a lot of intel leaks seemingly from Mykolaiv. All the military positions, the ammunition dumps seems to the Russians seems to know, and then they are always bombing them. So as a result, this position may not actually be meaningful at all, unless the Ukrainians are making a counter-offensive and take over this entrenched position at Halesinov, then, or even this position at Kashpero-Mykolaievka, then they can actually kill off this entire northern front here. Without that, then it's not very useful, if you ask me. Or they should have just gone for Kherson, which they probably do not dare, given the number of helicopters and trucks that we saw in the satellite photos around Kherson, which means this the Kherson area is actually very congested with Russian forces. So that's all for the summary for day 23 of the war. Let me see if I have missed anything. I think that's probably everything, I guess. So nothing much actually happened other than the major fights that is happening in the Donbass region. So so if you think this is useful and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Please like the video. By liking the video, this video will more likely to be recommended to more people that is not aware of this channel, and you can also share this video with your friends and your community, or whoever that is wondering what's actually happening in Ukraine. You can actually share this to them. So I'll see you in maybe 10 hours time or more. So you don't have to stand by for so long. So this is the summary for day 23, and the quick update will likely be 10 hours away or 12 hours away, depending on when I want to post, but definitely not within the next 8 hours. So I'll see you in the next update, and do check out my Patreon. The DPA Patreon is in the description below. Okay, I'll see you soon.